Let's talk Lucknow again. I am Mehru Jafar. गुलाम हमदानी मुशफ़ी साहब के दो शागिर्द उनको बेहद अजीज़ थे लखनऊ में। शेख इमाम बख्श नासिर and Khwaja Haidar Ali Atish were always found by his side, and the three of them had enjoyed immense popularity at the turn of the 18th century. But in the early 19th century, Nashik Sahab was miserable as he witnessed the rulers sell Awadh to the British. In 1814, Nawab Ghaziuddin Haidar was coronated the first king of Awadh and the last Naib of the Mughals. The rulers of Lucknow were now free from the economic, political, and linguistic domination of Awadh by Delhi. But this freedom had cost the Awadh treasury rupees 1.5 crores at that time. The amount was paid to the British for supporting Awadh's independence from Delhi. Now Nashik had disapproved of the rulers of Awadh who had betrayed Delhi when Mughal rule was at its weakest to help the British. Nashik had little time for King Ghaziuddin, who had invited the poet to his court to recite an ode in his praise. Ghaziuddin had wanted to honor Nashik with the title of Poet Laureate. When the king's message was delivered to Nashik, the poet said that the title from the recently anointed king Ghaziuddin is of no use to him. When Ghaziuddin Haidar heard this, he was furious. He immediately exiled Nashik out of Lucknow. Nashik lived in different cities for a while, and only after Ghaziuddin's death in 1827 that he returned back to Lucknow. Nashik had inherited wealth from his father, who was an affluent tent maker. He did not need to suck up to patrons for a salary. Nashik was a learned man and was welcomed everywhere he went. People were flattered to host Nashik in their home. On his exile from Lucknow, Nashik travelled to Allahabad and spent time with a group of mystics. Raja Chandulal, Chief Minister of Hyderabad, sent him money, 12,000 rupees, so that he could visit him. Nashik wrote back to Raja Chandulal saying that if he went anywhere from Allahabad, it would be back only to Lucknow. The Raja sent more money, rupees 15,000, promising Nashik the title of chief poet in Hyderabad. Raja Chandulal added that Nashik was not expected to play courtier. He would be allowed to come and go to court as he pleased. But Nashik did not accept the offer and distributed the money that came to him from Hyderabad amongst the poor. Nashik had money of his own. His time too was his own to journey from Faizabad to Lucknow, Allahabad, Varanasi and Patna. He had liked Varanasi and wanted to live there longer, but he soon got very lonely. He said that he did not find even one person he had liked in the city. In Patna, he also complained. He was treated like royalty in Patna, but he left the city saying that his language was in danger of being ruined in that place. This is what Nashik wrote. Zindagi zinda dili ka hai naam, जिंदगी जिंदा दिली का है नाम, मुर्दा दिल क्या खाक जिया करते हैं. He also wrote, सूरत से किसी की नहीं मिलती सूरत, सूरत से किसी की नहीं मिलती सूरत, हम जहां में तेरी तस्वीर लिए फिरते हैं. Nashik never married because women did not interest him. He lived in a house in Chowk, the oldest part of Lucknow, which he shared with his friend who was a jinn. Nashik spent all his time writing, and when he did take a break, he spent that time with his friend, the jinn. At that time, no other human being was allowed to visit him. Nashik was wealthy, but he looked more like a butcher than a romantic poet. He was very tall, with a broad physique and a complexion so dark that many compared him to a buffalo without a tail. When Nashik heard what was said about him behind his back, his response was that to look at he may not be equal to the beauty of the moon. He said, to look at he may not be equal to the beauty of the moon, but he is extremely grateful that he is not black inside, that his soul is not black. His beard and his head were shaved, and his bald pate was always well oiled. The only hair visible on his face was that of an impressive moustache that was trimmed dramatically to match the mystery in his eyes. Even in the cold of the winter months, Nashik wore a loose cotton tunic, and wrapped around his torso was always a bright red lungi of thicker fabric like those worn by a butcher. Apart from poetry, his other passion was intensive physical exercise. Every day he did push-ups, and when he exposed himself to the world in little except a loincloth, he looked like a lion about to spring at his prey. He ate only one meal a day that was worth several kilos of the finest food, which it was rumored was shared with his friend the jinn, who lived in a room on the rooftop of Nashik's home. During the mango season, he made a meal of several basketful of only that king of fruits. In the same way, he would enjoy a meal of the seasonal bhutta in countless quantity. He would skin the bhutta and roast it on a coal, bathing it in lemon juice, salt, and ground black pepper. He relished the taste of each dish separately, saying that if different delicacies are mixed, then it is impossible to enjoy the pleasure of any one of them. Nashik preferred to dine alone, and visitors would leave when it was time for him to eat, except, of course, the jinn. Each day, he would wake up 3 hours before dawn to exercise. After a bath, he would sit on a cane chair in the courtyard that was swept spotlessly clean for him and strewn with low stool for visitors. The inside of his room was carpeted, where he welcomed his students in the morning. His house was probably in one of the lanes of the Taksali Mohalla, in the neighborhood of the main mint factory from the time of the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Nashik died in 1838 and was buried in the same place where he had lived, although it is not possible to trace his grave today. अब आप बताइए, आपको कैसी लगी नाशिक साहब की शख्सियत? ज़रूर बताइए और अगले एपिसोड का इंतज़ार कीजिए जब बात करते हैं हम नाशिक और आतिश की शायरी की और दोनों शायरों के बीच उनकी गहरी दोस्ती की। आदाब, खुदा हाफिज़।